Board meeting. We're recording, good. My name is Tyler Kinley and I am the DDA board chair. Given that this is a virtual meeting, I will go over details for today's meeting. It is important to note that the DDA is allowed to continue holding virtual meetings as authorized under the amended Open Meetings Act, extending the authority for public bodies to conduct electronic virtual meetings through December 31st of this year, due to the local state of emergency declared by the Washtenaw County Board of Commissioners as of March 17th, 2021, and to continue through December 31st, 2021, due to the sustained presence of COVID-19. DDA board members and staff members will participate by video and audio and are doing so from their homes or offices in Michigan. DDA staff members participating in today's meeting are Maura Thompson, Sarah McCallum, Jada Halbrook, Kelly Graves. Thank you to members of the public who are joining us today. Your microphone will be muted during the meeting. Time has been set aside at the end of the meeting for public comment. The chat function is enabled for use by the DDA board members during the meeting to indicate you wish to speak. Kelly will, of course, help keep track of this. We ask that DDA members and staff members identify yourself before speaking. When not speaking, please mute your microphone. A reminder, during our roll call, each member of the board must state they are attending the meeting remotely and their physical location, that's the county, city, township, or village, and state where they are located. Moving right ahead, Maura, will you please do a roll call?
Sure. Micah Bartelme.
Present.
And where are you, Micah?
Sorry, I'm in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Thank
Gotta
you.
listen to the instructions, Micah.
Alex Deek. John Fournier. Jihei Kim.
Present, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Tyler Kinley.
Present, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Marie Clough.
Present, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Jessica Letaw.
Present, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Molly McFarland.
Present, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Darren McKinnon. Jonathan Massey.
I'm present in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Excellent. We have a quorum.
Wonderful. Thank you, Maura. Moving ahead to the approval of the board meeting agenda. May I have a motion to approve the board meeting agenda?
This is Jess, so moved.
So Jess, can I just make a quick request? I'm working on this. If you could say I make a motion to approve the board meeting agenda, and then I'll ask for the second.
I make a motion to approve the board meeting agenda, but I don't promise to remember it every single time.
I know, me neither. That's the only reason I'm doing this. Is Robert's rules. It's no longer Tyler's rules. We have a second.
This is Marie, I second.
That's all we need from Marie. Thank you. Do we have a motion and a second? Are there any changes? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, please say nay. The agenda for today's DDA meeting is approved. We do have someone signed up ahead of time to speak. I believe Alan Haber. So make sure you're unmuted here, Alan. Please go ahead.
Great. Yes, I'm unmuted. I'm in Ann Arbor on 3rd Street. Yeah. I wanted to, well, most of you have heard me before. I'm part of the initiating committee on the community commons and part of the Council of the Commons and a community activist. And I moved to Ann Arbor in 1936, so I know the town pretty well. Though I did spend a bit of time in the vibrations of the San Andreas Fault in the Bay Area. So my mind is altered. I want to report that, as you know, I'm concerned with and part of the development of the community commons. We've had 2 excellent events around International Day of Peace. We did Peace Week on Sunday, the 19th of September, and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday, and ended with an amazing concert that would have turned your heart. And I wish that all of you had participated in this. And then we had last Sunday another beautiful event, food, arts, fun, arts, nutrition, and sustainability from from 2 to 6 o'clock. And the rain was predicted, but the Providence held it off, and we had bright sunshine the whole time. It was beautiful. Many people came. We had some vendors. We had great music, singers and magic. And we are activating this center of the city space. I speak because of the many times I have spoken, yet the center of the city Commons has yet to be on the DDA agenda. This is my ask, that for your November meeting, you put on the agenda the development of the center of the city, Central Park and Civic Center. This was voted by the voters in November 6, 2018. That's 34 months ago, and it is yet to be recognized by the DDA as part of your area of concern. It is not on your website. The recommendations of the Center of the City Task Force that were approved by the City Council in your area of responsibility are not on your website. And you've not had any discussion or recognition that this is a development for the center of the city that the people like, they voted for. And as I just mentioned, 2 very interesting events went on, and we're trying to make this an active place. It should be with your encouragement and cooperation rather than your non-recognition. It should be recognized.
1 minute.
So that's basically what I want to say. That put this on your agenda for your next meeting. Invite the initiating committee, which is recognized by the city council as the on-the-ground group to develop this space, part of the Council of the Commons. I would hope in your next agenda item on city commissions that you have a voice from the Council of the Commons. I don't know whether I will hear such. And the development of a social space is so important in the development, economic development, and whole community development. It should be forward in your thinking rather than ignored. There should be a place on the Commons, a little decadome, which we have had as an information point, and gather ideas from the community. So that's it. Put the Commons on the agenda. It is part of your responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
Yes.
Next up is the reports from our city boards and commissions. I believe we have Peter Honeyman reporting on the CAC meeting. Peter.
Hi, thank you. The Downtown Area Citizens Advisory Council, which works to advise you, the DDA, and City Council about issues and opportunities that affect downtown livability, met over Zoom last night. The central focus of conversation was planning for CAC meetings over the next year, during which time I and Don Duquette will serve as co-organizers. The CAC looks forward to conversations with DDA leadership on ways to be more relevant and useful to the DDA. Additionally, CAC members and active participants intend to reach out to members of the community to fill vacancies on the council, focusing on students, renters, and underrepresented minorities, intending to produce a more diverse body. Finally, we thank Jeff Crockett for his presentation reviewing recent volunteer activities at the library lot and for sharing that group's near-term plans and aspirations. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Peter. Appreciate it. Next up is DDA members communications. Please state your name before you speak. Do we have any DDA members communications today?
This is Jess. I do.
Please go ahead.
I just wanted to take a second to recognize a couple of our board members who had some pretty special recognitions in the past month. The first one is Molly McFarland. Her company Ad Adapted received a special congressional recognition at this year's A2 Tech 360 Awards, and I just wanted to call that out. Also, Jihei Kim, who just joined our board this year, is a chef, of course, at Miss Kim's. She was a Food and Wine Best New Chef of 2021, which is a huge honor and accomplishment and recognition of her achievements. So I just wanted to lift up our two board members and congratulate them on these really, really special recognitions.
Thank you, Jess.
Thank you.
Great to know about these, Jess. Thanks for sharing and congratulations, both of you.
Yeah, really appreciate it, Jess. Thanks for calling those out. That's wonderful, and congrats to both of you. That's fantastic. Moving ahead, I'd like to turn it over to Maura Thompson now for the Executive Director report. Maura.
Thank you, Tyler. I'm going to leave my camera off because it's saying my connection is unstable. So I'm hoping you guys can hear me okay. Am I coming through?
You are.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so I do have a few things. First of all, the DDA board currently has 2 vacancies. DDA board members are appointed by the mayor and city council. And to apply for a position on the DDA board or any city board or commission for that matter, you simply have to go to the city's website, a2gov.org. And under boards and commissions, there is an online application. And Kelly has graciously put the link in the chat and has now brought up the screen, which we can leave up in case there are members of the public who perhaps are interested. So we would encourage people to get involved in your city government. Next on my list, the executive director's search. I'd like to give an update on that. The search committee received an updated recruitment report last week from the search firm, and they will be meeting this Friday, October 8th, to select the slate of candidates for the first round of interviews, which are currently scheduled to occur on October 26th and 28th. From there, the second round, which the full board will participate in, will take place sometime the week of November 8th, with us anticipating a recommendation going to council at their December 6th meeting. So that's where we are in that process. So I think over the next several weeks, we're going to start to see a lot more activity on that. The DDA has a joint session with City Council next Tuesday, October 12th at 7 p.m. This work session is an annual requirement that is called out in the city and DDA parking agreement. DDA staff will review the state of the parking system, specifically FY21, year-end financials, our FY22 budget, and year-to-date activity, and our continuing COVID response efforts. DDA board members are encouraged to attend, so we hope we see you there next Tuesday at 7 p.m. virtually, of course. And finally, I just wanted to report out that last month, the DDA partnered with Common Cycle and Roos Roast, and we hosted a bike to work day station. So this was really exciting because it was the first time in over a year and a half where we were able to actually engage with the public in person. So I created a short quiz, which kind of opened the door to conversation about DDA projects and rules of the road. So it was a great success. We talked to a lot of people, and it was just great to kind of get back to some sense of normalcy on the community engagement front. And that is all I have.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much, Maura. A lot packed in there. So we'll make sure if you have any questions or need any reminders, board members, just reach out, ping me or Maura after the meeting. There's a lot packed in there. Moving ahead, we did not have quorum at our September board meeting, so the July minutes could not be approved at that meeting. May I have a motion to approve the July meeting minutes and a second?
This is Micah. I make a motion to approve the July meeting minutes. Tyler?
Nailed it. Do we have a second?
This is Jihei, seconded.
Wonderful. Any corrections? Changes? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, please say nay. The July minutes are approved. Right, forward on to September. May I have a motion and a second to approve the September minutes?
This is Jessica. I move to approve the September minutes.
Getting so good. Second,
This is Marie, I second.
thank you. Any corrections to the September minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 All
Aye.
those opposed, please say nay. The September minutes are approved. Wonderful. Thank you all. We're getting really good at this Robert's Rules stuff. Appreciate it. Next on the agenda are the DDA subcommittee reports, beginning with the Operations Committee. I will turn it over to my Operations Committee co-chair, Jonathan Massey.
Thank you, Tyler, and apologies in advance, everyone. This is my first time through representing a committee on the DDA board, and I realized minutes ago that I'm not 100% sure about exactly the sequence of events to do it, but we'll make it work.
Here to help.
Thank you. So the Operations Committee is excited to bring a motion and also to provide some updates. And I believe we're going to start with the resolution. Does that sound appropriate, Tyler?
That works quite well. Yeah, we've got a resolution to put forward, and then we can give you a little schedule here. So take it away.
Okay, so as you see in the agenda, we have a memo explaining the context and a resolution to support the DDA parking system capital projects so that they can be included in the city capital improvement plan. So I'm going to contextualize this a little bit and then read the motion and then open it for discussion. Does that sound right? Or do I make the motion first and then contribute in the discussion?
Jonathan, yes, if you could make the motion first and hang a second. Sorry, I should have sent you a script for that part. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's no, any fault is my own. So on behalf of the Operations Committee, I move that we adopt this resolution. Whereas, and I believe I read the full text, right?
You don't have to, it's up to you, but we would need a second.
Okay. Well, okay. I move that we adopt the resolution to support the DDA parking system capital projects for inclusion in the city CIP as included in the agenda packet.
This is Jess, second.
Thank you, Jess. Wonderful.
So, discussion, and maybe I can start with a few explanatory pieces for those not familiar with this. The CIP process is required by the State Planning Enabling Act. The Capital Improvements Plan is mandated, and projects supported by local funds have to be reflected in that city plan. The city's ordinance since 2013 has required DDA projects to be included in that CIP. So we are participating in this legally mandated process. We do it on a rolling 6-year basis. So we're always looking 6 years ahead in this annual process. And what you see here today is the parking system capital improvement plan, which is based on the goal of maintaining our existing facilities as required by our agreements with the city. And also looking ahead at our goals and capital renewal plan and trying to support also City of Ann Arbor goals. This capital improvement plan is not a commitment to spend funds. It is a planning document and framework. And so individual expenditures will come through the approvals process as usual. What we're considering today is the vision, the kind of plan that informs work toward those commitments to spend in the future. You might notice, it'll be no surprise that COVID continues to decrease parking revenues, and it affects our ability to spend funds as a result. We annually do things like elevator repairs. And we also work within the context of a 20-year maintenance plan, which we will be sharing and discussing in our October meeting of the Operations Committee. And some of the things you'll see in this year's plan are also a curb management study, something that is a little different from the parking maintenance. And the main thing you ought to know is that the committee supports approving this resolution, and we ask for your support too.
Wonderful. Any other question from or comments or observations, thoughts from other board members? All right, wonderful. Just to add my 2 cents, that was a very robust explanation, Jonathan. It's really helpful because this is big. It's a good plan. It's a lot of the work, and huge thanks to Jada. She did an incredible job on this. And so we're excited to put it in. But again, this is not a commitment of funds. Any funds to be spent will have to be voted on in the future. So this is just basically, here's what we think we're going to do. So all those in favor of the resolution to support the DDA parking system capital projects for inclusion in the city CIP motion, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, please say nay. Hearing none, the resolution passes. Jonathan, that was a good background. Do you want to give any further updates from the meeting or no?
I think why don't I do so in a very cursory fashion and then see if people have questions for more detail. So the committee received its monthly update on the parking system financials through August 2021, and we can answer questions about that if people would like. We released a parking operator RFP with wide distribution and have been in dialogue with a dozen firms, 9 of which have been engaged more closely. Responses are due mid-month. And so that process is moving forward. We can say more about that if people would like. And also we received other parking and transportation updates that are reported within our committee minutes that you'll find in the board packet. And our next meeting is Wednesday, October 27 at 11 a.m.
I saw a hand from, I think, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, you want to chime in?
I'm sorry, I just had a question on the operators piece. Are those, is this a request for proposal to operate the parking system, like as Republic is doing? What's the RFP for operation?
I'm happy to bring Jada in to answer more detailed questions, but it is an RFP for an operating company, what Republic does now.
Right, Micah, this is Jada. Our contract with Republic Parking expires at the end of June next year, and it was last bid out in 2017. So we're just on that cycle of every 5 years or so bidding that contract out.
Thank you for the clarification.
We do have, I think you might have been alluding to it, Micah, there is an engineering services RFP, which we will release next week.
Wonderful. Jonathan, yeah, I think I cut you off there when you said the next meeting. Can you just repeat that real quick?
Oh yeah, October 27 at 11 a.m.
Perfect. Next, we have the Affordable Housing and Economic Development Committee. I'll turn it over to committee co-chairs Jihei Kim and Jess Leetaw.
This is Jess. I will pick up the baton for now. So we were joined by our friends in affordable housing, Jennifer Hall, Teresa Gelati, Amanda Carlisle, and Aubrey Patino. They provided a review and an update on the city-owned properties being vetted as affordable housing sites. Board members would have seen a link go out last month. Thank you probably to Kelly. We recorded the part of the meeting where Jennifer, Teresa, Amanda and Aubrey presented, and it was hugely helpful. They always do a great job at digesting really complicated information over a long period of time, and making it legible and actionable. And so it really did a nice job of locating where the work is now and where the DDA stands in respect to that work. So if you haven't taken a look at it, I know 40 or 50 minutes is really expensive. I can promise you that it's worth the time and it's interesting. AAATA returned to full service at the end of August, so that's exciting. Josie Parker wasn't able to join us from the library, but a couple of things that we know since then is, first of all, she has announced her impending retirement, so that's sad. And the library will be returning close to full hours as of the 18th of this month. They'll be moving, right now they're 12 to 8 p.m. at all branches. They'll be moving to 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. at all branches. At the DDA, we updated our partners that two-way traffic on First Street and Ashley Street has been restored, that the two-way protected bikeway on First is complete. Delineators on William between Thompson and First are being replaced with concrete islands that will provide a curbed buffer zone. Removable curb buffers will replace the planters that are east of Thompson to allow flexibility during the art fair. There are intersection improvements being made at 5th and Division, and the Division Street two-way protected bikeway installation will be underway this month in October. The 5th and Williams surface lot, what a lot of folks refer to as the old Y lot, converted to an hourly lot in September from permit only. We provided us an update on the ED search at that point to our partners. And we shared that the 5th and Detroit project has been awarded the Merit Award from the Michigan Association of Landscape Architects. So we are an award-winning agency. Good for us. And thanks always to Amber and that whole team for making all that happen. The Planning Commission let us know that there's a new proposed reduced site plan process that will be forwarded to council soon. And from City Council, the update was the updated lighting and dark skies ordinance and the resolution to establish a social district were passed by council. Any questions or comments? I know I ran through a lot at once. Okay, this month's AHEAD meeting has been canceled due to lack of things to talk about. Our next AHEAD committee meeting will be with partners Wednesday, November 10th at 9 a.m. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Jess. Packed a lot in there. Really going to miss Josie. I owe the library some money too, so excited to get back there and paying back for my library fines. Moving ahead to capital improvement and finance, they did not meet. But their meetings coming up are October 20th for the Capital Improvements Committee at 11 a.m. Again, 11 Capital Improvements, October 20, 11 a.m. and Finance Committee, Thursday, October 28th at 9 a.m. Capital Improvements, Ms. Deek is not with us today. I don't believe there's much input. Finance, Micah or Marie.
One thing
there you go.
That finance, we do expect the audit, the results of the audit from our audit firm to be presented at the October 28th meeting at 9 a.m.
Great. So be there, be square. October 28th at 9 a.m. Finance Committee meeting. Moving ahead to Executive Committee. We do have something there. It's the Executive Committee report. So a resolution was brought to the Executive Committee this morning by Sarah McCallum. She's our DDA Accounting Director and Deputy Director. It's on the screen here. I'd like to ask for a motion and a second to the resolution to adjust the DDA Interim Executive Director's salary for fiscal year 2022.
This is Jess. I'm just going to keep practicing this. So I move the resolution to approve the compensation change for the executive director.
This is Jonathan, second.
Second from Jonathan. Fantastic. So you see before you, it's a resolution to adjust. As outlined in the memo, the City of Ann Arbor implemented a 3% cost of living increase for all non-union employees for fiscal year 2022. Effective 7/1/2021, that's July 1, DDA staff received this increase with the exception of Maura Thompson, who is serving as interim executive director. The DDA board must approve all salary adjustments for the executive director. This resolution would approve a 3% cost of living increase for Maura, retroactive to July 1, and it would continue for the duration of the time she serves as the interim executive director. Is there any discussion?
This is Jess. I just want to note the discussion that we had in executive committee about this, which is that the last time that this was considered was in 2019. And we did talk about a mechanism to kind of turn this into a process where we're not having to kind of do it manually every time. Maura has noted that she is keeping a running list. I think she said a comprehensive and long running list of process changes that are going to need to be made in preparation for the advent of our new incoming executive director. So it's on her radar. This is something that we will be able to wrap a regular process around. And in the meantime, we can kind of, we can take this action.
Any other comments, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the resolution to adjust the DDA interim executive director's salary for fiscal year 2022, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, please say nay. The resolution passes. The committee also reviewed today's board meeting agenda, and the next executive committee meeting will be on Wednesday, November 3rd at 11 a.m. That's it for the subcommittee reports. Is there any new DDA business to discuss? Board members?
This is Jess. I guess this is the place to bring it up, but I just wanted to note to board members who may not be following along as closely that the city has chosen an interim city administrator who will be starting, I believe, on October 25th. And that person is, if I'm remembering his name correctly, Milton Dehoney, who most recently was assistant city administrator at the city of Phoenix. His resume is super interesting, and I hear from folks who are at the interview that he was engaging and seems like a really good fit for the city. But I just wanted to note, given that there's been a lot of change and that's hard to keep up with, that selection has been made. So that's interim. The city has not yet begun the process for, the permanent full-time city administrator, but the position will be vacant.
Perfect. Yeah, very timely. Any further new business? Hearing none. Are there members of the public with us who wish to address the DDA board? I'll give a quick intro here. If you're attending by computer or phone with a Zoom app, please use the raise your hand function and I will call on you with the help of Kelly. At that time, please unmute your microphone, state your first and last name, and share your comments. If you're attending by phone or audio only, please unmute your microphone and request to comment. I will call on you. We ask that you state your first and last name and then share your comments. You will have up to 4 minutes to speak. Do we have any members of the public who wish to speak?
I see Alan has his hand raised.
Okay, Alan, please go ahead.
Okay, well, hello again. I follow through the meeting. I just want to repeat, in case it didn't come through clear the first time, please put on your next agenda the engagement with the public vote at the center of the city, the library lot, the Liberty Plaza, Kemp House, the city-owned property in that block should be developed as a central park, as a civic center, as a commons, and invite the initiating committee to give a report on what we have been doing and add to your to your city commission reports, along with the Downtown Citizens Advisory Committee, the Council of the Commons, a city commission in the area of your concern, and put the recommendations of the Center of the City Task Force on your website. And just recognize that this is a development very beneficial as a social space that has great positive ramifications for economic development on your mind. So please put this question finally on your agenda, and let's have a discussion among the board with a report from the people who have been working to make this happen. And there will be in November another program, again with great entertainment, that will, I'm sure, stir your heart and move your imagination and engage you in a very positive social development in the center of the city. Thank you. Please, please, and one more time, please. That's it.
Thank you, Alan. Do we have any other members of the public who wish to speak? Seeing none, the next board meeting will be on Wednesday, November 3rd this year at 12 p.m. Do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
This is Micah. I move to adjourn the meeting.
We have a second.
This is Jihei, seconded.
Gee, hey, thank you. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, please say nay. The motion passes. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming and see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you all.